Namaste, Vanakkam, Kaya, which is hello in local Aboriginal language. I am Dr. Rohini with you today, presenting Australian Indic Talk Series, episode 3, supported by Hindus of Australia. What we do here is we tell successful Australian Indian stories. We promote people who had been working for their community through their work. If you have a story to tell, and if you know someone who has a story to tell, please let us know. Uh, you can reach out to us on our social media on X platform, or you can write to us at hindusofaustralia@gmail.com. Today, we are celebrating International Women's Day, and I have an exceptional guest to introduce who comes from Indian background, and she had been working for her community for so long now, and she is a candidate for Liberal National Party this year from Mansfield, Brisbane. Before I introduce our guest to you, I would like to talk about a little bit about Women's Day or contribution of women in the entire world. I mean, as they say, women, you can never understand them and you cannot live without them. I guess it is true because we are complex beings. And from millennia, women had been very instrumental preserving the world around them. They are practically running the world with their feminine aura, energy. It's not just kitchen kids and companionship they had been involved with. Like women had been exceptional warriors, queens, rulers, reformers, scientists, and many more. And this is the month that we are celebrating Women's History Month, which is March 2024. And I am honored to acknowledge all of them, all of their efforts that make me a proud woman today. And I can look back and I can take an inspiration from them. Now, about our today's guest. So today's guest, she's a rather exceptional personality. Through her, I can feel that I have a voice, I have a representation in this country. Pinky Singh, she is a proven community advocate who is ready to hit the ground this year, October 2024, from Mansfield, Brisbane. She's very well known for her tireless work amongst multicultural communities, and I would like to mention that it's quite an honor for our community that she had been awarded with the Medal of the Order of Australia in 2022 for her community services. She had been busy working with charities and she had been an ambassador for the Lord Mayor's Charitable Trust across Brisbane. So she had been hearing from locals how cost of living is getting worse with electricity bills, soaring insurance premiums, and much more. And her focus in upcoming election would be escalating the youth crime, which is a very concerning matter these days in Queensland, it seems, and deteriorating health services and rising rents. I mean, I have to agree with that. A lot of Australians have been facing cost of living and rising rent crisis at the moment, and I'm really glad that her, as a politician, is taking up that issue to fight. Pinky Singh from Mansfield, Brisbane. Namaste Pinky ji in Australian Indic Talk series episode 3, which is celebrating International Women's Day with Gurpreet Pinky Singh, Liberal National Party candidate from Mansfield, Brisbane. How are you?
Yeah, good. Namaskar, Rohini, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to share a few words about myself and my journey. Thank you.
So, we'd love to know who is Pinky Singh, how your journey had been from India to Australia so far.
But long, long journey, and just in this few, maybe an hour or a minute, I won't be able to fit it all, but I'll try my best.
Yeah.
So my name is Pinky, and why I do not use much of a Gurpreet, because that's, of course, when you're born. My grandmother gave me that name. That's what Dad tells me, and Dad always wanted to call me Pinky, so it's my official name, Gurpreet Pinky Singh. It's in the passport. It is like that. So my nickname is my middle name as well. So that's why everyone knows me with the name of Pinky. And I'm born in Bidar in Karnataka. Born in a Sikh family, but born in Bidar because my father served in Indian Air Force.
Wow.
And my mother's a housewife. I have one elder brother, and who lives in India, lives in Calcutta. From Bidar, then after that we started. I don't have much of any memories of Bidar, to be honest. Of course, I born there, and as in defense life, people move, they travel wherever they get transferred. So after that, my dad got transferred to Kashmir, Srinagar, and then I had my early primary school education from Srinagar, and after that to West Bengal, which was Bagdogra. There we spent a lot more time. So I'm very much a Kalima Bhakt because that's where our education was there from, and I grew up there. And very cultured state, I would say that. And after that last transfer of my father, he traveled a lot, but our family, we stayed most of the times behind. And after that, the last posting was in Ambala, Kent. There's a big Air Force station there. And I'd finished my all my grade 12 from there. I went to college first year, Bachelor of Science, and then arranged marriage, even though father came from a very moderate family, but one thing was very clear, that how to say that was very clear, that our parents would choose a life partners for us. To my brother and to me, it was very clear.
And you were okay
And
with that?
I was okay with that because that's how you grew up. That's how you know all your friends. And I'm talking about 1998. That era wasn't much of where intercaste or love marriages and all that happened. There was, but not in my family much.
Yeah.
And so we had this good introduction with a common family friend to my husband. My husband, Mohinder Singh, we call him Ben. He preferred to call Ben because he migrated with his family to Australia when he was about 7 years old in Cairns. And then he was visiting India, and very young, both of us. He was 23, I was 20, and he studied mechanical engineer. And then parents introduced us, and that's it. That it just clicked. You say that marriages, it's already done in heaven, and we just celebrate on earth. And I believe in it. And we met once, and just after 9 months, he came to India. We got married, and I migrated to Australia, to Brisbane. And since then, I have always lived in Brisbane, south side of Brisbane.
So you had always been a Queenslander to start
I've always
with.
been a Queenslander, absolute Queenslander, Brisbaneite. And my first year was very tough because you miss your family.
Yes.
Phone calls were expensive. I did not have a mobile phone, and but my husband has been always very supportive of me. A good Punjabi Australian man, I would say that. He always supported me in education. He wanted me to study more, so I did my grade 12 again here to understand better how this school life works, and to try to fit in. So I did my legal studies and my English and accounting. I studied here my grade 12, and after that finished that. Then my 2001, my son born, Brian Balraj Singh, and I kept studying part-time at the same time raising a family. So family values are very much, that's close to my heart. And that's something I've received from my parents. As I said, there was not, I never saw any love marriage happen or anything that's gone against the family values back in India as well.
Yeah.
And that's how life started. After that, Brian is 22 this year, turning 23 this year. I've been married with my husband Ben for 25 years, and then I have my daughter in 2003, Navya. So and then 17-year-old 2006, I have my other daughter, Briti. And in between, a lot more happened, and we can talk about it, or you can interrupt me and ask something more, and we can go on.
Yeah, I will be asking you about.
Yes. So that's my journey from India. Traveled out, then came here as arranged marriage. Three children. Very blessed.
I can see that because me and my husband, we both come from he actually comes from Indian Air Force background, whereas I come from somewhat military background. So I can understand that discipline in family would have been been different from other families. And when you travel a lot during your as a kid, actually learn a lot about public interaction, and now I can see why are you working in public life, because that's
Yes.
how you have been trained. Yeah,
Yes,
making
we are
friends.
people person. All the
Yeah,
kids grew up in a defense area, especially in India, because the family goes with the parents, especially in Air Force,
yeah,
not much in Army, but so we fit everywhere.
yeah. I mean, from very young age, you change schools and you have to leave your friends behind, everything behind, start from
Yes,
scratch again every three
yes,
years or certain
yes,
time. Yeah.
yes,
Now I
yes.
know why you are a public person. Yes.
Yeah.
So, how often do you visit India? Like, or
Before COVID, I visited every year. Every year. My kids, they speak fluent Hindi. I mean Punjabi, and they understand Hindi. My daughter speaks good Hindi. They so to keep that culture alive within me, and tell our children that where we come from, to show our roots. I made sure
yeah,
we go every year. So after that COVID, I've been only once back at home. Otherwise, yes, almost every year.
every year. And how did you find India now? And when you left India, or when you grew up in India, and
Uh,
now current India, which is modern, quite
Modern
change.
India, yes. Absolutely amazing what the current Indian government has done to
Yes,
this country and taken us to that level.
yeah,
Everyone, I mean, to be very honest, wherever I go, they're like, "Oh, are you from Indian background? You know, your government in India is doing well, and India is just—it's a huge, big difference."
yeah,
So proud! I'm so proud to be called that Indian Australian. I always
yeah.
say that, and the economy is different. My brother lives in India, and actually, I have tried to get him here, and he wouldn't come. He was like, "In fact, you guys need to come back here." So we are on
Yes,
a different level
yeah.
with the job,
There are,
employment, and
yeah, not,
it's just incredible India. I would say that.
yeah. Right now, I mean, for as like we also visit once a year from COVID. Sorry, before COVID and after COVID, it has been really
2019, yes.
difficult to visit during those 3 4 years. But now every year you go, the heaps of changes, and as even we live in advanced country, still it's a lot to catch up on India. Yes,
The road systems are better. The trains
yeah,
are so good. Communicating is easy. Doing a business with India and a trade with Australia, I've seen many people. They love it. Oh, so many of my friends, they fly there for their business now. So I'll say India is open for trade, business, and education.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
good to know. And you
yeah.
are keeping an eye on Indian, yeah, changes as well. That's good to know.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
and like obviously you work with like Indian community here as well. Not just Indian, but your local community of
Mhm.
Mansfield. So how do you find Indian diaspora here? Like now, because you have been living in Australia, I would say 25 years now, which is you have
Yes,
seen a lot. So how do you
yes.
find them doing? Are they doing well?
Really, really, really good. Really good.
Yeah,
It is so proud to see the top OP uh, um, achievers from schools are most of them Indian students, South Indian students, or Indian students. Then
mhm,
you see the top doctors, top engineers, top ITNs, top migration lawyers,
yeah,
big university type higher education college business owners. I just had a meeting with a huge company last night, and they're from an Indian background. They're looking a lot in health, and their turnover is more than $80 million. And
wow,
then you see big mining companies coming from India, and so you see huge difference, and you do see people um, uh, trying to achieve when they it's not how to say that. When I first came in '98, I saw less opportunities. It was when people came here, they straight away thought we might have to work in the factory because language is a barrier,
yeah,
or we might have to do a cleaning little contracts and stuff like that,
mm,
and which we should never be shy of and very proud of it.
yeah,
And but now this is absolutely it's a game changer. People are coming into more academia. They're getting smarter into those sections. Business wise, they're taking interest. Many Indian restaurants, clothing shops, or boutiques, or
or medical
everyone.
professionals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're just getting into trying to get into business, and making their roots proud where they come from, and putting in the economy of Australia, which is fantastic. So it's good to it's good to see that growth.
yeah. And now I would like to ask you, like, because you have been involved with Australian public life for like long, long time. what made you choose that sector, or it just happened like?
Political life. I think sometime I'm a very spiritual person. I
Yeah,
do believe that universe decides your journey. It's not in a human's hand. You just do what you do every day, and there's something happens. So what happened? And we were heavily involved in. I don't think I can say much about that business. We were taxi industry. We
yeah,
were very much heavily involved in the taxi industry, and then Uber hit us hard, and that changed the business world of my not only my family, but many other Greeks, Italians, they into
yeah,
big investors in taxi industries as well. And then I sort of took front foot as well and tried to speak to many good government level officials, uh, helping many community members. So nothing happened. And but I myself and my husband has always been liberal supporter because of our core family values
yes.
and lower taxes
And
and
I guess back then
freedom
we
of
only had
religion.
two national parties, if I'm not wrong. Nowadays we have lots of political
Yes, we have few more.
options
Yes,
available.
yeah, and
Yes.
always come from, as I said, I come from a small business background. My husband was involved in the business as well, so we always supported liberal.
Yeah.
And Queensland is the only state where Liberal and National are together. That's why it's called LNP here,
Oh,
Liberal
okay.
National Party.
Yeah.
And then there's a bus tragedy happened with one of the bus drivers here at Maruka, um, and he was murdered. And there's few things happened, and I don't know. I really do not know still how I got involved into that community service
Hmm.
and try to fill the gaps between the government and public. And so it just happened, and one of my friends said, "You know, you look like you need to put your hand up and be a voice for community."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know, politics. I didn't want to be part of it because all the things that you hear about politicians not being genuine and there's so aji-baji." And I said, "No, I'd rather be a social worker." So I did got involved in politics, try to understand how it worked,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed writing policies and being um, part of that. And so got involved more slowly, and here I am today.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
I wonder why people actually blame politics. Well, I personally like it, the field itself,
yes,
because that you are the people, when we put our trust into you, you are the people who actually decide our future. So when
100%,
you are the people who are deciding our future, we should be more in, as normal public, we should be more involved in it. But yeah, I
hundred
hope it will
percent.
change someday.
As Yeah, as I said, that you have an option. Either you sit on a fence and keep whinging and crying and bad mouthing government is bad or this is bad, or just take the decision in your hands and choose. You have a choice. You have a choice to put your hand up and make that difference. So this is what exactly I'm doing.
And yes, I think in Australia, politicians are very much approachable. I mean, you can
Oh
just go
yes,
walk into your local politician's office and
100%,
just, yeah, yeah.
100%,
And I
100%.
like that though. Now
Yeah,
you just mentioned that you are a spiritual person. Yes, you have been involved with Hindu and Sikh. And I mean, when I was looking at your social media, you're always like temple goer, or like you're always involved with some kind of like
yeah,
activities, religious festivals. So
yeah.
how do you think that Hindu Sikh faith, uh, like made you a better person? I mean, did it help like being a religious or spiritual person in your human journey?
100%. Um, as I said, I'm born in a Sikh family. I do go to Gurdwara when there's Sundays or uh, when I have a time.
Mhm.
But I would say I practice more Hinduism.
Yeah,
I'm more into trying to read Gita. I'll be honest, as I try, I do not do that often. I should do more.
yeah,
But and that's because I grew up in, as I said, in the West Bengal and
yeah,
with the South, and so that's how it is. It does help you to 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 have a better understanding of balancing your actions.
mm,
It just definitely help you to be person who I am today. Balancing means my children, my political life,
yeah,
and my friend's life. So that sometimes there's so many questions. You get emotionally down sometime
yeah,
because in public life it's not easy. Well, then, as I said, there's so many answers within that holy book you open and you read, and then you understand that yes, we are not the only one who are going through in a tough time, or we have a huddles. Even Lord Krishna has to go through that, or Guru Gobind Singh to go through. Jesus has to go through that. So you think even the Lord Himself, God, Bhagwan ko bhi, un problems mein se jana pada. They have to go through that. So then you realize what so human life is, it's not easy. And something that you sign for example, political life that I've signed, it is not easy journey, but to balance it and to stay calm, that's what spirituality have taught me. And I'm very blessed that I try to meditate every day in the morning, and that does help me to calm, and that mental balance, inner soul ke liye, it is very important. So
that's good to know.
Yeah.
So coming to your like constituency now, you had been working for so long now. So what are the things that you had been working on, or what are your plans once the election you get elected?
So I've just got my listening ears at the moment. So what I'm trying to do is go wherever people invite me, or they would like to see me, if there's opening of restaurants or boutiques or any church on Sunday. I've got a Mansfield is a very it used to be called a church belt. So it's a very family oriented area. And I'm very blessed that we have two big Hindu temples here, Lakshmi Narayan Mandir, and we have a Shawn temple, Bhakti Yoga. And so that's why I said I'm very blessed. I've got all the blessings there. And then on the boundary of it, I have a mosque as well, and then the largest Buddhist temple. And then we have a lot of small organizations where they do Gita preaching, or some sort of prayers are happening somewhere. And then we have different churches from Catholic to Pentecostal. So I try to go as many as those sort of places. Then we have the second largest wonderful school here. When I say second largest, in Australia, because that's the highest number of students. And this is the one thing that as an Indian community and Asians, when you come to this country, what you want for your family is the best education. And this is the reason Mansfield State High School is there. And most of our beautiful Indian communities, Korean and Chinese communities live around the school. And I'm trying to talk to parents at the moment and trying to work out if there's any issues they're going through. And we do have many multicultural groups here. We have the biggest, very big sports complex where I've been going and joining Garba, and I enjoy that. I love it, absolutely love that. And we have big showgrounds. But biggest issue at the moment in the whole Queensland, if you open the newspaper, you'll see that, is crime. So
I thought you guys are
every single house, not only in Mansfield, crime is the biggest issue for us.
I did read about the couple of robberies which happened in Queensland in past few weeks. I wasn't sure which area, but
not couple. Every day, at least 20 robberies, at least in one suburb only. People are getting murdered. People are getting killed. There was this old citizen was murdered a month ago, and she was just walking down with her granddaughter, 6-year-old.
That's concerning.
And it is so sad. That's very concerning. So because we all work hard, we pay our tax, and that's the government's job to protect us. And we have a fantastic police service here. So I've been doing a volunteer. I wouldn't say volunteer work. I sit on a multicultural roundtable with the QPS, Queensland Police Services, from last 8 years here in Mansfield, in the Mangravet police station. And so when I hear stories, local stories, the hands are tight because laws are so weak. So we have to, when we will get in a government, that's the one first policy. We will rewrite the legislation because law has to be strong. So crime is the biggest issue at the moment, not only for Indian community, for every community.
Everyone,
And that's what I've been listening to.
And it actually drives away the businesses and new investments if you have high crime rate in the suburbs. That is.
I was talking to my next door neighbor actually 2 days ago, and she said during the day she was very tired. I said, "Are you okay?" She worked from home. She said, "Pinky, I can't sleep during the night because there's any car goes, I think, what if they're trying to break in my property? So
Yes.
because you don't sleep properly at nighttime, your day productivity goes zero. So it all affects, it's a dominant effect on your health, your mental health,
Yeah.
and all
And
as we said,
families with
yes,
kids, again,
yes, it's
it's
very hard. It's very hard. So if you look at the numbers, this crime has just jumped off the roof, and government is not doing anything about it. So I'm definitely going to fight for it
yes,
and put good policies. And then cost of living is very high. So all the
yes,
supermarkets are just the pricing. If you go, what it was, I wouldn't go 25 years ago, even 2 years ago, you could fill your trolley at least with $200. Not anymore.
yeah,
And for myself as a mother, I have 3 children who are adult as well. So imagine, it is hard. I'm very blessed that we're earning enough to feed a family, but there are families who are struggling there. And imagine if they're single mother or single father with the children. It is very tragic. It's a
yeah.
heartbreaking.
Especially with the rent
Not
and
getting.
food, you have to choose between, and then the
Yes,
bills on top of that. Yeah,
yes, yes. It
it's
is
really
very.
difficult.
So insurance is high, electricity bills high. So Queensland is not the state where I came 25 years ago. It is sad to see that. So I've got my listening ears on. I do not have a solution today, but if the government change, that's something we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, that's good to know, and we wish you
Yeah.
best for that actually.
Oh, thank
And
you.
looking at the Queensland, like Queensland had been like battling with floods and storms. Have you
Yes.
guys been affected the Mansfield? Um,
Always. Mansfield is not generally that much comes into, we don't have much of a flood zone here, but of course it affects our neighbors, it affects us. If my family friends next suburb, they're not happy in the Brisbane city when the river goes up and flood zones, insurance go high or insurance don't cover it. I have many friends who have suffered it. But Queensland has always been a state where it's tropical state. And this is what happens here, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we don't talk about COVID because it just gives
Mhm.
me creeps
I know,
now. But I
trauma.
would love to know, as a public leader, you have been working with community even that time too. So how was that experience, like COVID experience for you guys?
Uh, really bad with the mental health. It was not good for especially senior citizens, I would say.
Yes, they
With the
couldn't
younger
leave the family. Yeah.
yeah, younger generation, you can internet, you can get on Netflix, you can do other 100 things. But for senior citizens, especially people, if someone's parents are from India here on holidays, it was very hard to
Yeah.
just stick and stay inside only. And with the health, of course, you always be careful, especially for seniors that hope they do not catch any COVID at that time. So even now, I've noticed what COVID has done to us is we have forgot to hug each other, cuddle each other. We don't shake much as hands as we used to, and we don't interact much. That's what has done because everyone started doing texting only or getting into this Zoom as we are doing many
Yes.
meetings, and that's what has started. I'm still a bit old school. I enjoy people face to face. I love it. I want to listen. I want to hug. I want to see how it is. So
Yeah.
COVID definitely affected that, and people gone through so much. Mental health was up. Domestic violence was up because
Okay.
many people could not afford um, to pay their rent or
Yeah, and
jobs were
especially
lost.
when
Jobs were lost,
adults
and
are working from home
yes,
and childcares are not
and
open.
100%.
So yeah,
And the frustration goes high, and when your money goes down, the frustration of life goes down,
and
and
lots
that's
of people have lost jobs during that time.
yes,
So yeah.
yes, it was hard. But the good part, what I get to see at that time was I've seen all the Hindu temples, gurdwaras, everyone coming together, helping people in need, day and night, supplying food, and or restaurants were open to just give a takeaway for
Yeah.
international students. That very proud, and for our Indian community especially that I've seen around that people as a community came together and
Yeah.
they helped wherever people, doesn't matter which background they were. We helped that volunteer work was there, so which
And
is
which is good
good.
to
I
know.
would
Now
say
you're
good and bad.
seeing now you're seeing that Mansfield or your constituency is back to normal after COVID, or you guys are still coming back? Is it?
COVID's a long gone now, but as I
Yeah.
said, that sort of disaster that have an impact on mental health that I see a lot in people as they're not interacting much they used to. So yeah, which is sad. which is sad.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of work to do, a lot of work
Yeah.
for you to do actually as a public leader. I
Yes.
mean, you,
Yeah.
yeah, and on that note, actually, I would like to ask you on next question,
Yes.
because as a female, as a mother of three children, as a
Yeah.
wife, as a daughter, and now again public leader, so many hats in just one day you have to put. I mean,
Yeah.
to like as a normal woman, we have a professional and personal life,
Yeah.
so all the time that question in our background, all
Yeah.
back of the head always like, what's for dinner? Is it same for Pinky
Yes.
Singh too?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
100%. But as I said, I'm blessed that I've decided to get into this public life where my age of my children are, my son's almost going to
yeah,
be 23, my daughter's 20 and 17. And they have always seen me always out working, even as a volunteer or in a business. So I would also urge many women out there that tell your husbands, your children to be part of what you do.
family.
So
Yes,
if someone can at least put a bread in the toast, other one can put a butter, or one puts the laundry in the laundry basket, other one can do this. So this is a whole village takes
yeah.
to bring something
Because
us together. So
it's
I would
always
say
like we guys see you always on the field
yes,
working, so it's rarely known like how women politicians handle their families, handle their homes. And
yeah,
often like when we were speaking, you were always out, like you had to go to events, so many times it must be tiring. So for like us, it would be like, okay, I just want another hour of sleep, a cup of coffee, and peace and quiet for some time. You don't have that luxury. When you get
no,
called, you get
yeah, it
asked, you
is.
have to go. It's always like running for you. How do you maintain yourself? Like you did say
Yeah.
you you do
Meditation.
meditation,
So
gym.
get up in the morning, have the discipline is something, and that's
Yeah.
what I learned going back to my father. I
Yeah.
think that's what one thing defense teaches you, and you learn in that life. But no, I struggle. There are days where I'm like, you feel as a woman in that your biological clock is ticking. So you also think that as you're getting in that age, your children are growing,
Yeah.
and so it is about their career as well. And
Yeah.
while
So three
I'm getting
teenagers in the house,
yeah,
it must
so
be
back in my
exhausting as a
mind
mother.
as a woman, as a mother, as a human, you always, especially for Indian woman background, I've noticed we always thinking more about our family than us.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so I always have that, but
But now
it
you
is.
have a bigger family as your constituency, so you have to
Oh
like,
yes,
how do you do that? I mean, do you ever feel exhausted? Like,
I do. I do. I'll be honest. It is whoever wants to come in the public life. I say, please do it, but just get yourself organized a little bit before. So you got to make sure that your family life does not get disturbed. So when I decided to join into politics, I had a great conversation with my husband, with my mother back in India. So I lost my father during COVID. So with my
sorry.
mother and okay, thank you, and with my children as well. I said, this is how is the life going to be.
Yeah.
If you're not okay, I'm happy to hold it back till you guys are all settled. And maybe if life gives me an opportunity, I'll do it. But I do believe within me that I've got that call from universe now that I have to do it. I've got a passion for it.
Mhm.
And they all supported me. They understood that. There's still a days when, there's unsettledness at home where, Mom, I really feel like aloo paratha in the morning because
Yeah.
the tradition always been in my. I love cooking
Yeah.
in my house, and then as a mother, you do feel that guilty that I can't do it because I have to be somewhere else. And I apologize. So sometimes I come home after 11 o'clock, I make those aloo parathe, put it in the fridge, and I tell my children, sorry, it's not fresh, but please make sure you eat in the morning. And so I try to do my best, but there's always something that has I have to give that sacrifice, either that part or this. So there's nothing 100% that be happy. So as a mother, especially, you feel sometime
Yeah, I mean, this
that
is inspiring.
I'm
That's
not
why I
100% there.
specifically asked you that question,
Yes,
because since COVID, I had been seeing actually a lot of women are really struggling to,
it is
manage
hard.
everything. Yeah,
It
this
is
is
hard.
inspiring. Yes,
It
and
is
you
hard. But
have,
then I realize that we're all human. It is what it is, and just take it easy, breathe, and just do what you have to do.
yeah, and it's good that family is supportive, as well as
Yes,
your community. Yes, yeah,
yes, yes,
that is
yes. No, I'm very blessed with a lot of good friends. When we were moving, as I said, I just moved a house a couple of days ago, and I just called a few friends, they found out, and the food was delivered, and a lot of help is available, and very blessed, very
Yeah.
blessed.
That's good
Yeah.
to know. I mean, that's why I love about our community. I mean, no matter
Yes,
who you,
yes.
when you get to know new
You
friends,
call
you
them
just,
and just things happen.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
that's good.
true.
And now you have like seen political life in your career as well. So I would like to ask you, irrespective of the party, though, are you satisfied with the current participation of women in politics, or do you think that it should be more, or like I would love to know more about what you think about that.
100%, 100%, because we, as a mother of two daughters as well, I do believe that leadership qualities. There's so many women I meet and are like, wow, she can be a great leader, but
Mm,
she just get held back, not because political parties don't give them a chance. No one gives anyone a chance. You just got to work hard. You just got to push it through, and it's a mind game. And the gender discrimination that we're trying to finish, that it has to be equality, have to be there. So somehow you got to start it yourself as well.
yeah,
Take that, take that decision and go for it. And of course, I do see less representation at the moment in women in politics,
mm,
especially like I'm the first Indian born in to be a candidate in the Liberal National Party in
yeah.
Queensland. I've never seen anyone else before, never, and I don't know if there's anyone else. I haven't
That's why
heard.
I was so happy when I got to know about you, because I've been searching for my representation. Now that I know that you are there and you are our voice, so that's why we are putting it to broad Australian Indian public. So this is our representation, and she's there. So yeah, but yes, you are right. We need to
So,
have
so
more of it. Yes, yeah,
So and that look, winning and losing, it'll be in a God's hand. But all I can say is that I'm doing it. And one of my daughter's friend actually rang me the other day. So she said, "I want to learn. I'm studying law. Can I do a bit of a volunteer work with you and learn?" I said, "Absolutely." So it is about opening a door. And I would love to see more young women or more women in there, because as a woman we have we can multitask. That's the one thing that God has given me. Just like a Ma
yeah,
Durga. Like we have so many hands and we can do all that. So take that opportunity and do it and do it. So if you just keep sitting at back and think politics, I don't know, there's not much woman numbers and I don't know if I'll get an opportunity or chance, then we'll never get there.
yeah,
And it's not only politics, it's everywhere. Take your chance, go for it. We
yeah. Like you
definitely
said, don't hold back. Just go for
don't
it.
hold back. Don't
Yeah,
hold back. But we definitely need to see more
more women,
women there.
especially
And
in politics. Yeah,
especially in politics. But I'm very proud to say that in my Liberal National Party in Queensland, so we have more than 10 candidates. They are women,
hmm,
and all from different age group, different backgrounds as well. And some businesswoman or a lawyer or myself, multicultural woman or younger girl was just endorsed a few days ago. And then there is in our local council, Liberal National Party team. So in Brisbane City is the only council in whole Australia that is political based. So it's Liberal or Labor gets in, and that they make the council. It's the largest in Australia as well. Brisbane
wow,
City Council is the largest council in Australia, and the 50% are women in there,
wow.
politicians. Yeah,
That's
so that
yeah,
is good. So and I openly am very proudly to say about my party that previously I didn't see that. I'll be honest, but now I see more and more women getting encouraged to join a party and taking a leadership roles. So it is
yeah. I
good
mean, we would love to
happening.
see that happening, because women, if they can run the their business or their families so well,
Thousand family.
yeah, they can run the
So
country best. Yeah,
100%. And you got to have a passion to serve.
yeah,
Have a passion to serve. Yeah.
yeah. And as a woman politician, I would like to ask you, like, do you have any mentors, or have you ever have um, female politicians as role models, like whom you considered, okay, you know what, I liked her, the way she addressed that issue, I like the way she drafts, like she introduced that policy, like women, any women politician that you considered as your role model, like I would love to know more about that.
As I said previously, in a party in Australia, there wasn't many women there,
Yeah.
but I'm very fan of Julie Bishop. She's
Mm,
former politician. She's
yeah.
the way she just as a foreign minister as well. She and her personality herself. She got that aura, and I've met her a few times. She walk in the room, you feel that energy. So I'm very impressed with her. And then on local here in my state, Queensland, I absolutely adore. There's Deb Frecklington. She used to be a leader of opposition and from a country background. An amazing, humble, good woman. So I have a lot of, I do see those two women in there. And back in India, I've got Smriti Irani. I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
I love the
She's
way she speaks.
fierce. Yeah.
She's fearless, and she knows exactly how to balance that as well. So those instead of one, I gave you three. So I like it's good to take from everywhere something.
Everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Irrespective of party. I mean, the way they, yeah. Yeah. Because
So those three.
it's been considered, especially politics is being considered a male dominated field from
Oh yes, yeah.
long time. Now it's like women are dominating it, which is good. But yeah, we need more. But yeah, these examples are exceptional. Yes.
Yes,
Right.
yeah. They're amazing, amazingly good women out
Yeah.
there.
And I would like to ask you one more. Like now that you said you have been endorsing young candidates who are willing to join the politics. So what is your advice to them, like those who are listening to you and they think they might be thinking, oh, maybe I can have a go at it. So how would you prepare yourself as a public leader or as a politician?
I really, that's a good question, Rohini, but very humbly saying that I try not to give advice much because everyone have their own journey.
Yes,
Their
yeah.
own, my hurdles being born in India and as a brown Indian woman as well, in Australia, living in Australia, my journey and hurdles of to get into politics is so different to young women that I know have just joined a party who born here,
Mhm.
have a better sense and better. I openly say that good accent as well. So it just little things does matter. So my journey to someone who may be born here or it'd be different, it'd be far more easier. It's a little bit easy for them.
Yeah,
I'd say that as my daughter is born here, so it'd be far more easier for them to just get into any leadership roles.
because
If
yeah,
yeah, because they're born here, it just makes it easier to interact with the. We
local
still,
community. Yes,
yes,
yeah, I
yeah, in the
agree.
population, we're still a minority and a multicultural community, and so it makes it easier for them. But if really, what would I say is read the policies of all the parties.
Mhm.
I'm not here to just say join my party. Read the policies of the parties and see what is that one thing that attracts you. If that can be a policy sector for the immigration or a health, or you want to make some change in a business, and read those policies, then join that party. And with my party, I can talk about. I don't know how other parties work. For example, my daughter did the same thing. She read it. She joined the party. She's a part of few policy groups now, and she's passionate about in education, for example, and be part of those groups where there's a meetings happens and try to understand how exactly politics works. Go around, do some volunteer work with your local MPs. That also help and ask them, can we help in any way? And spend some time with them in the parliament, see their everyday life. And one one thing that is 100% sure, I always say that it is, of course, you have to be, it's good to have education of law or some sort of something, but must have a passion to serve.
Yeah.
Because when you're there, you're serving someone who has never been to school, you're serving who's a tradie, you're serving who might be a millionaire, you're serving a single woman, you're serving a family woman. So you have to listening ears on and try to find out if that you are the one who happy to listen day and night and trying to get the solution for them as well.
Mhm.
And you got to have that in you. If you don't have that passion and you think, but it looks nice there, or parliamentarian, uh, what do you call it, a profile, then it's then you'll fail somewhere
Yeah.
down the track.
So
You might become
groundwork is more important. Getting involved is more
absolutely.
important with the
You
local
gotta have
issues. Yeah.
passion to serve. Otherwise, it's just it'd be hard. So
Yeah.
have that passion. Read the policies. Join the party. Be a part of a party. Do some volunteer work when the election happens. Do some roadsides for them, and try to help your candidate or your MP
Mhm.
and work out what the everyday life is. Then you might be realize that no, this is not for me, or you might think no, this is exactly I can do it, and yeah, choose a pathway. and go for it. But in Queensland, my doors are always open. My phone line is always available. I'm happy to teach any young woman to take them to the journey, and I would love to see more and more younger people joining a
Yeah,
party and getting
joining.
into
Yes.
the leadership roles, especially girls.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is very like really good advice. I mean, you said you wouldn't be giving advice, but that turned out to be really good advice. Like,
I try
yeah,
not to, because as I said, everyone have their own journey,
own
and it's
journey.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Sometimes it's good to go through that journey. You fail, you get up, and then claim your success. Then
Yeah,
you
and
feel
there are people to help you if they see spark in you. So
100%.
yeah, that's
100%.
good.
As I said, I'm here. Anyone from any background, they want to come and work with me or work with any MPs in the area where they live, I'm happy to connect. Happy to do that.
That's good to know. Yes.
Yes.
Wow, that was a really good conversation with you. I enjoyed a lot. I learned a lot. And yeah, we would love to do more and more interviews with you once we
Anytime.
in
Anytime.
future. Yeah.
Yes, so anytime. But it's good to see you as a woman there as well, and taking interest in your time and interviewing us. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
And
good to know. That's what I've been saying because that's what our podcast is about, Australian Indic Talks. So
yes,
introducing Australian Indians who have been working hard Australian soil. That's what the agenda is. Because
yes,
we hardly get to know these people seriously. I mean, locally you guys are very well known, but you need
yes,
to be there out for all Australian public. That's what we are doing here.
100%,
And I'm
100%.
really thank you to you. Despite your busy schedule, we managed to do the interview, and it was really good talking to you.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you,
It's an
Pinky.
absolute honor to be here. So thank you so much.
And we wish very best luck for your upcoming endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you very much. Thank you for your time.